So hi Lynn, and welcome to Two Cats Video Production. Our audience wants to know about you a little bit more. Just tell us, you're running for the House, right?
Yes, I'm running for...
What's the position from Florida, right?
Yes. So I'm running for state representative, right, of the Florida House. Right, there's 120 of us in the state. Okay?
So you're running as a Republican, right?
I am.
So many politicians, they are afraid to mention their Republicans.
Okay.
Because, you know, so many problems, they just prefer to keep that information inside or register as a Democrat even. Because so many areas in the neighborhoods, there is no way to go through that.
I agree with you, yeah. I think we've been hiding for a long time. And I think that our former president actually emboldened a lot of conservatives to come out. Yeah.
Why it's turned this way? I know that Joe Biden from the beginning, he told just this is half of joke, half of true. He said there is maybe no Republican in the future. You know, it's just only Democrats. Because Republicans, they are Trump supporter, they're anti-vaxxers, there are so many bad things. That's all Republicans. But Democrats, it's completely different way. Yeah, it's honest people who wants good for everyone, who wants HR1, I mean water law, and when the people can go and you know water without any ID cards, and you know so many. Tell us what's going on. Why United States is upside down now?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I was laughing because everything that you were saying is very what is in the media right now that we hear, right? If they want to force us to mask, they want to force us to vaccinate, then they're in the right because it's the science. So, right, it's and if you're not, you're anti-science and you want to kill grandma. So that's what the normal thing that you hear on TV is. So my suggestion is to shut the TV off, do a little bit of research on your own, right? Find out what is really going on inside of what we are really affecting ourselves. So we knew that in the past 4 years, we had a roaring economy and it was only temporarily paralyzed because of the COVID virus. But as soon as that comes out, we should be like shooting back up, right? In terms of our economy. And instead, gas pipes were shut down, borders were open, people were still forced to lock down when they could have actually come out and started earning a living again. So all of that, like the compilation of all of the situation actually led to even more, of a downturn versus actually shooting back up. Why is it? I think that it remains to be seen. If I say anything about that, I would only be speculating. But we can all feel it when we fill our tanks at the gas station, when we go buy groceries, or when we order stuff online.
Every day. Yeah.
Every day in your life.
And inflation, it's not 13%. If we go to the gas station, we see the price twice at least.
Exactly, right? I mean, the gas price went 100%. So whatever you're paying, that's the tax. That you don't look at it as a tax. It's an inflation, right? Yeah. So.
And also bureaucracy. Let's talk a little bit about Build Back Better. Thanks God it's not go through. But I see that every law, what the Biden in the Biden agenda, is just only 9% of what he's, the good things. I think we have to, make better our airports, our bridges, road, and also, even internet connection. But it's only 9% what's inside of the Build Back Better. 91%. We have no idea what is that. I mean, it's just for the Democracy Party, for the support democracy governors, states, and for the election, for the election running in the Democrat. But when the Republican guys go to the elections, there is unfortunately no support from the Republican establishment. Tell me why.
Wow, okay. I think once you go into the system, you know, certain things come at you. They offer, you want to stay, you know, in office, maybe. There's a bunch of reasons. Now, you're right about one thing, is that Build Back Better, there is a part of that portion of tax money that is actually funding re-elections. So basically, they're campaigning by having funds that are provided by you. So, you and me, right? But, so what I would say to that is, like, in the federal level, there is a lot of this going on. They want to expand and increase the size of government. They want to expand and force the states to accept that we have to follow the federal government versus the state. This is the reason why I'm running as a Florida state representative, is to make sure that we support the current governor who is keeping our state free. We want to make sure that there is no iffies about any of the Republican votes or any of the Democrat votes. We are clear on maintaining our sovereign right as a state and make sure that Florida is prosperous, stays free, and is not forced by any policy created up in DC. What do DC people know about Florida? Absolutely nothing. Unless they live around here, and even though there are Democratic Congress women and men in Florida, I don't think they're very out of touch. They're very out of touch with what the people really want. So with that said, I want to tell you that I think that even though there are people who are Democrat Republicans, what's funny is ever since I started doing my campaign, I have been getting Democrats donating to my campaign. I mean, even some Republicans don't. But they see that what a politician gets to do is stand by their principles, create policies that work for both sides of the party. There's no sense in like, I'm right, you're wrong, one winner, one loser. This is what we're going into this, we're going down that split. What is going on right now is nobody wants to talk to anybody. You either agree with or don't agree with, and the minute you don't agree with, you're canceled. That doesn't work. That's not real life. Right? Real life is we come together, we talk about it. What can we do that is a win-win situation for both sides? That is something that is completely forgotten in what we could do. So with that said, that's the kind of candidate.
You mentioned Democrats give you donation. That's very risky. I explain you why. Because some bloggers in Russia who lives in Florida, for example, they told, okay, that person was registered as a Democrat. She is a Democrat, automatically, and you have the same situation because if Democrats give you donations for your campaign, that some people can say, oh yeah, she is Democrat because Democrats support her.
Okay.
Maybe you got a Democratic agenda. Please break it out.
No, that's a good point. What you're saying is it's an interpretation. Right? People can look at Democrat donors as someone who is like, absolutely, I'm supporting what they call a rhino, right? Like they might think I'm a rhino. Mm-hmm. The truth is, I think that Republicans and Democrats, whether you are very far to the right or very far to the left, we actually have more in common than we don't. Right? We have more in common than we don't. Like, there's only certain shades of something that we disagree on. And there are Republicans who are anti-vaxxers and pro-vaxxers. My mother, my family, my godparents in Atlanta, they call me every week, go get your vaccine, go get your vaccine. You see? So it's like, and they have voted.
People are afraid. Because
yes.
Media outlets told them every minute,
yes.
You have to do this.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's the problem that we have, is that we have this media with no accountability, right? Like you are making political commentary, straight up. You're conservative, you're anti-communist, you are anti-socialist, right? You believe in the free market. You're clear about that. Instead of people saying like, oh no, we're very fair and we're very this and that, and then like they report, no data on the COVID virus, just as an example. Yeah. So.
Okay, just tell it a little bit more about your campaign, why you're running for that position, and I know you're running for the also as well for the Asian people, right? To support their rights in in the house, and support the all human rights, because there is no like a race rights, I think, because we live in 2021 already, yeah, and election is soon, and we have to support the human rights itself in general, and not divided us on a color of skin, and so many what the Biden administration doing right now. They try to divide us, to try to put each other against, and so who's against, who's divide the population, that person gonna win.
Okay, so it's funny because you mentioned this. So yes, I am having a Zoom Asian town hall. Now, see, the thing is, like, I can't lie to you about not being Asian. I can't say I'm white adjacent because have you heard that term before? White adjacent. They classify Asians as being white adjacent, means right next to white. And I laugh at that. The point is that, like, we choose to migrate to this country. My parents are immigrants from Thailand. I was born in this country. Everything that we have, including everything that I am as a person, I got from this country. When we came here with nothing and only our labor to exchange for everything that we get. And this opportunity is about to disappear. We are not going to be able to gain our dignity being in this country because they want to just give away money. They want everybody to have an equal playing field. I'm not about that. Like most Asians are very hardworking. I mean, back in the 1800s, when after the railroad was complete, we started taking jobs from other people because we were so hardworking, and they hated Asians because of that, right? But the whole point is that, like, we're willing to work hard, and we want other people to also do the same. And if we can all do that, everybody would prosper, right? We would have a roaring economy. Everybody would have money. We would, prosperity-wise in every single aspect. So with that said, I want to share with you that, like, because I am the daughter of an immigrant, I believe that, like, we want to give economic opportunity to people, everyone. And, like, if the Afghanis, right, we had a meeting in Miami-Dade County, the Afghanis are here, we want to give them the opportunity because they also serve the U.S. military, right, as translators, as, workers and whatnot. So everybody who's here deserves that opportunity. Of course, Americans, right, we also need to, like, set the example for people. Now, I'm losing my question.
Give me an example this way. I know Asian community so strong, and you're right, but Russian really not. They are politicians. They decided not go and make to vote their place, and there is their opinion about some. They are all Republicans. Most of them Republicans, but they're afraid something. Maybe your advice. Give us advice, because I know Hispanic community has a strong political protection. Asian community has a strong political protection.
I would disagree.
No?
So when I say Asia has 50 countries. I have friends.
No, I mean in Russia, immigrants.
Yes.
Only in immigrants. We're talking about immigrants who came.
Yes. So basically what I'm saying is, like, for me, Asia is 50 countries. Okay? Asia, the continent of Asia, Russia is one of them.
They're all divided. Okay, I understand.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. Also understand.
My point is that to say that
even language, Mandarin, Cantonese, right? If we're talking about Chinese people,
yes.
But so many of them.
But that doesn't matter. The point that I'm trying to say is that, like, we may think that, okay, there's 3% of Asians in the whole United States. That's really not a lot, right? So if you're thinking about that, my point is, like, we keep thinking about why we are a minority. And I don't want us to think that way, because we are tax-paying, law-abiding citizens who go to work, pay our taxes, want our kids to have a better future, and that's why we're here. This is the majority of America, not people who take handguns and rob banks and, you know, harass people and kill other people, loot and do that. Those are the minorities. We deal with the minorities with minorities. We deal with the majorities. We get to deal with the majorities, and we are a majority. This is what I want to communicate to people, that when we come in here, I'm saying this is an Asian town hall, but I tell you, we have no representation up in Tallahassee. In the whole state of Florida, we have no representation. Why do we need representation? Because it's easy to, there's black protected districts, there's Hispanic protected districts, there's no Asian protected district. We're blended in with everybody else. What everybody else gets, we get the whatever's left, or whatever they get, at best, right? But it's time to let people know, let the state know, let the Floridians know that we are the majority. We're just like them. They go to work, they drive in a car, you know, I mean, I put my pants on one leg at a time. Us normal people need to be taken care of, right? Representative government, and in a democratic representative government, we get to vote. That's where the majority wins. And we are the majority. Okay?
And just a couple words about DeSantis. Do you have protection from him? Do you have connections with him? Yeah, I know so many Republicans does not have, even with the governor. Even if they are Republicans and they run for Republicans, they don't have any connections with DeSantis, Trump, or so many, you know, Republican establishment.
It would be nice.
And that's
it would be
kind
nice
of
to
weird.
know them. It would be nice to know them. I would love to meet them because, you know, like DeSantis is my hero, basically, you know? I mean, what he's doing right now, I think he's doing a great, stellar job right now. But, like, I'm not running because I know DeSantis or I know President Trump. I'm running because I want to represent people and empower them. I want to empower people and not to think that they have any less than anybody else, but that this country gives everybody equal opportunity to succeed. That's why my parents came here. Yeah.
That's why we all came here, you know. Thank you so much. I wish you good luck, and I so hope we just have a conversation in TwoCats Video Production in the future with you, or maybe you share your wins,
Absolutely.
your thoughts.
Yeah, can I ask your audience to, you know, I mean, if you're Russian, you're Asian to me. And for me, any immigrant, anywhere, I mean, as long as you're an American, I don't care where you come from. We have an event on Thursday, February 17th. It's on Zoom. You have to register on Eventbrite to get the link, right? I will answer questions that is around my platform. I'm standing for freedom in education, meaning school choice, right? Economic opportunity, and healthcare. So those are the main topics, but you can bring anything to the table. I don't answer federal questions, although I have opinions of them, but only whatever is the state I'm focusing on right now, and I'm willing to work for you, and I would love to have your vote as well. So go to my website, right? We have, oh, I keep putting this down, so it's lynsu.com.
Yeah,
okay?
we type it on like a lower search.
Yeah, so lynsu.com, visit, volunteer, donate, join the campaign, vote, anything. All the help we can get would be appreciated.
Thank you so much, Lynn. Thank you so much for your time. I really hope to see you again in our broadcast.
Yes.